Because
Wait,
we
maybe,
saw a lot
I'm sorry,
of the,
I was speaking over you. Why don't you start again?
okay. So
I mean, we could clip out that little piece where we were laughing about old farts,
old farts.
and
This is like Carlin. Okay. So when we created Brandjectory, we thought, how can we get these people on social media talking? And we recognized that there were just platforms that already did that, but none of them were focused to the investor audience that the brand and the founder want to talk to. A lot of social media is oriented toward consumer, and lots oriented toward building your personal network or your service users, your service providers, things like that. But we didn't see where, investors could really understand what was going on with a brand. And this was the world we knew, right? You knew it as a helper of brands. We knew it as an actual participant from investing. And we said, can't this design happen? And Jeff Grod got a hold of us and started talking for the same reason you did. He had read my blog, and we started talking. And all four of us started talking, and we recognized that they had already tried to do this. They had put like a little portal, I
That's
guess,
right.
with 6 brands that they wanted investors to go look at. And it was very rudimentary. It wasn't anything wrong with it, but it was just sort of like, here's some features of the brand. And we said, well, wait a minute, we're trying to build this. And that's really kind of what started us down the path of building something that was social media based with the kind of features that would help brands.
Yeah, actually, it's became sort of a combination of social media and a dating site with the search functionality for investors to be able to find the brands that they were specifically looking for that fit their criteria, and then for brands and founders to be able to tell their story as they grew through that social media aspect, and share files and information that the investors were looking for. All that information shows up to the investor at the right time, and it
real time.
helps the process in
in
real time.
I mean, as
exactly.
soon as it's posted, it's there. It's not like a brand has to wait till the end of the quarter. Oh, it's been 90 days since I've reached out, or it's been half a year since I reached out. It's time to reach out again, and keep that ticker log and say, what am I doing to who? What did I tell them last time? What's my update? You're
Right.
doing it the brand is doing it in a real-time environment. The other thing we recognized was that, and brands actually have told us this, as we've grown with the platform, is understanding what investors want to see is a big part of it. And that's the way we designed the profile for the brand. We put our investor hat on and said, now, if I'm the investor, what do I want to know to start the conversation with the brand? A lot of brands think that the pitch deck or the first reach out is going to lead to the discussion or the deal. They think it's a one for one almost in terms of, as long as I've got a great pitch deck or as long as I've got a great email, somebody's going to call me. And it's not really the case. There's sort of you have to, just like dating, you kind of have to, and we're old farts, and maybe I shouldn't say old farts but see, I'm an old fart, so I can say old farts and say, maybe I shouldn't say old farts. But it's just like dating, where you have to say, well, hey, I met somebody, and oh, well, I want to see that person again, and how am I going to see that person again, and when am I going to see them, and well, what am I going to tell them now? And what am I going to say this time? And oh, I wonder what they're interested in. So it's the same kind of thing. And we recognize that we could do that through Brandjectory.
Yeah, the technology enables that conversation to occur, that discovery to occur, and then it becomes much more effective because the brand is more prepared thanks to the profile configuration. They're providing the information and the structure and the content that the investor is interested in finding out about initially, which doesn't exist on on brands, consumer sites, or on their packaging, or on LinkedIn, because you just wouldn't want to talk about these things out in the public domain, and they're not interesting to consumers. So, the Brandjectory profile structure provides that opportunity to speak to the founders.
And when an investor actually reaches out to a brand, they're actually interested in them. They've actually seen something that makes it interesting to them. They're not just looking for a free ride to Coachella. They're actually interested in that brand and what that brand is doing. And I think that's what the value is here. We've taken away sort of the mass distribution of information in hopes that someone is going to connect with you that's going to be interested to the when people look at the information, when these investors look at the information, they're actually sorting out the brands that could be targets for them and where they may want to have that longer term relationship of maybe you're not right for me today, but you will be, and I can help you get there, or I can at least keep asking the questions that get you there.
And I think one of the key things about Brandjectory on related to that is that there are other sites and places where a founder can put their pitch deck and put up their profile, but it's a one and done. If the investor sees the brand at the right time, when the brand is, fits their criteria, great. But if not, if the brand needs to grow, if the investor has more questions, Brandjectory provides that longer period time frame to be able to tell the story as you grow, so that the investor can see the trajectory of the brand, the things are happening that the investor wants to see that lead to a viable business model. And that's definitely one of the benefits of the platform that we wanted to build in.
All right, I think that went pretty well.
I stop recording.